Keira was a stunning woman. Heads always turned when she walked into a room, but behind her radiant smile and elegant presence, she had one simple dream: to live a soft life, a life full of luxuries, fancy dinners, expensive gifts, and carefree travels. She had a boyfriend, Kwame, who adored her beyond words, but this love couldn't give her the life she craved. Kwame was hardworking but broke, trying to make ends meet, but that didn't match Keira's dream of luxury. One night, while out with her friends at a private executive party in the city, her life changed. Keira was sipping champagne, her red dress glittering under the dim lights, when her eyes caught someone staring at her from across the room. This man was different. Older, dressed in the finest suit, and surrounded by people who seemed to hang on his every word. He was powerful, wealthy, and it showed. He was Kofi Mensah, a well-known politician, though Keira didn't recognize him at first, but Kofi noticed her immediately. The moment he laid eyes on her, something clicked. He wanted her, and Kofi was a man used to getting whatever he desired. Keira's friends whispered in excitement, "That's Kofi Mensah. He's a big man in the political game." Keira smiled to herself. This could be her way into the life she always wanted. As the night progressed, Kofi made his way over to her. They exchanged pleasantries, and soon they were laughing, flirting, and losing track of time. Despite being married, Kofi didn't care. He had power, money, and influence, and he used them to charm Keira. She was mesmerized by the attention, the wealth, and the promise of a life far beyond her wildest dream. Before long, they were inseparable. Kofi showered her with gifts, designer clothes, jewelry, and the latest gadgets, and flew her to luxurious destinations. He treated her like a queen. Keira knew he was married, but it didn't bother her. After all, she wasn't in this for love. She was in it for the life she'd always wanted, and Kofi was delivering. He was meticulous about their meetings, always picking her up and dropping her off at specific times. He even took her to a political event, making sure she never got too close to his official dealings. Everything was controlled. Everything was perfect. But then one day, things took a strange turn. Kofi had arranged for them to meet as usual. He was supposed to pick her up at 7 p.m. sharp, but Keira wasn't feeling well. A sudden stomach upset delayed her. Kofi grew impatient, calling her over and over. She could sense his frustration, but didn't think much of it. When she finally got in the car, Kofi was silent, not his usual chatty self. As they drove, she noticed something different. They weren't heading to their usual spot. Instead, the car veered off into a more remote area. Thick bushes lined the road, and the darkness outside seemed to close in around them. "Kofi, where are we going?" Keira asked, a hint of unease creeping into her voice. "Don't worry," he said flatly. "Just relax." Kofi's calmness didn't ease her nerves. After a while, he handed her a blindfold. "Put this on," he instructed. Keira hesitated. "Why?" "It's for your safety," he replied. "The place we are going is discreet. You can't see it." Reluctantly, she put on the blindfold. The silence between them was heavy. After what felt like hours, the car finally stopped. Kofi told her to wait in the car and not to remove the blindfold until he called her. She obeyed, but the unease in her stomach grew. Time dragged on. Minutes felt like hours, and she began to get curious. What was taking so long? Where had he gone? Unable to resist, Keira slipped off the blindfold and stepped out of the car. The night was pitch black. but in the distance, she saw a faint glow. Walking closer, she froze when she saw a group of men dressed in black standing around a fire. They were chanting, their voices low and rhythmic, like some kind of ritual. Keira's heart pounded in her chest. What was this? Was this a political meeting or something far from sinister? Fear gripped her. She ran back to the car, trembling. She knew she had seen something she wasn't supposed to. But what could she do? If she ran, where would she go? The dark bush was unforgiving. She had no choice but to wait for Kofi and pretend nothing happened. A few minutes later, Kofi returned. His face was unreadable. As he slid into the driver's seat, he glanced at her. "You okay?" he asked casually. Keira nodded, forcing a smile. "Yes, I'm fine." The drive back was quiet, but Keira could feel the tension in the air. Kofi was no longer the charming, affectionate man she knew. There was a coldness about him, a shift in his demeanor that unnerved her. Then out of nowhere he spoke. "You know," he said slowly, "I saw you." Keira's heart skipped a beat. "What do you mean?" "You are curious, and curiosity kills the cat." She swallowed hard, trying to stay calm, but panic was rising in her chest. "I didn't see anything," she lied. "You think I don't know? I gave you one simple instruction, to stay in the car, but you didn't listen. Now you've seen something you shouldn't have, and I can't let that go." Keira's breath thickened. "Please, Kofi, I didn't mean to. It doesn't matter. You've seen too much." They were nearing the highway when suddenly the flashing lights of a police checkpoint appeared. Kofi cursed under his breath but slowed the car down. The police officers immediately recognized him and began hailing him with respect. Keira saw her chance. Her mind raced, and in a slip of seconds, she made her move. "I need to use the bathroom," she blurted out, her voice shaking. Kofi shot her a warning look. "Now? We are almost home," but Keira insisted, knowing that refusing would raise suspicion. Reluctantly, Kofi agreed. She stepped out of the car, pretending to head towards the bushes, but once she was out of sight, she bolted, running as fast as her legs could carry her. The police were confused. Kofi tried to explain, saying she had mental illness, but the officers grew suspicious. They launched an investigation, determined to uncover the truth. Days later, they found Keira, terrified and hiding. She told them everything: the politician, the secret cult, the rituals she had stumbled upon. Kofi Mensah was arrested and prosecuted, his career and life destroyed. As for Keira, she realized the soft life she had craved came at a price. She had chased after luxury and almost lost her life in the process. From that day on, she vowed to live a life of contentment, never again seeking what she had not earned. In the end, the politician's girlfriend had learned that not everything that glitters is gold, and the cost of a soft life can sometimes be too high to pay. Please do well to subscribe for more of these. Thank you so much.